Every December or January, we seem to repeat the same ritual. We pause, look at the clock, glance at the calendar, and whisper something like, "This year, things are going to be different." But how we approach that hope, how we frame our new beginning, makes all the difference in whether our good intentions take root or fade before the month is over. I've noticed 4 ways that people tend to start a new year. Let's take a quick look at each and see which one might serve us best, which might serve you best for 2026. First, the old standby, resolutions. They're familiar, they're expected, maybe even a little cliche at this point. I'm going to lose 10 pounds. I'll get more organized. This is the year I'll finally write that book. But what happens? By mid-January, the treadmill's gathering dust, the planner's buried under paperwork, and the resolution feels like a reminder of what we didn't do. Still, resolutions persist because they speak to that human desire for a fresh start, a clean slate. They're well-intentioned, they're just rarely reinforced by structure or accountability. What would happen if with the resolution came structure, process, and accountability? And then we have goals. Goals sound more respectable, don't they? Goals are smart. They're measurable. They're time-bound. They're what professionals use, what businesses reward. But here's the problem. Goals carry a built-in scorecard. If you hit them, you celebrate. If you miss, you often spend months feeling behind. It can turn the whole year into a pass-fail test, and that robs us of the joy of progress itself. Goals can be great, but only if they're attached to a flexible process, not rigid perfectionism. What if we had goals? They were shorter term. Something to think about. A third approach, one I personally find compelling, is to focus on character traits. This isn't about doing so much as becoming. Think about Benjamin Franklin's method. He chose a virtue, like patience or temperance, humility, and worked on it a little each day, measuring each week. Character work is slow. It's inward. You can't easily measure it on a chart. But over months and years, it shapes everything else, our relationships, our work, our influence. Imagine cultivating a trait like consistency or gentleness for an entire month or entire quarter. You'd see transformation that outlasts any checklist. Fourthly, there's a view that looks farther down the road. It's what I call long-range aspirations. These begin with a statement like, "If the Lord wills," acknowledging that our lives unfold under a greater purpose, and aspirations give directions without the pressure. They pair vision with process, habits and rhythms and daily directions that can be reviewed every 3 months, every month, every week. It's less about programming more in, cramming more in, and more about moving steadily in the direction that you mean to go. This approach trades resolution anxiety and goal guilt for patient, purposeful motion. It too has drawbacks. It has challenges. But I'm thinking it's probably the way I want to go. What's most familiar to you? Have you been a resolution maker? A goal setter? A trait cultivator? Are you leaning toward long-range aspirations this year with daily incremental processes? However you start 2026, remember, progress rarely comes from massive change overnight. It comes from small steps, done faithfully, over time, with clarity about who you're becoming, not just what you're achieving. I'd love to hear, what's your approach for this coming year? Which of these 4 paths intrigues you the most?